This is modern Earth. For eons, magic, advanced technology, and other strange phenomena have remained hidden from people like you and me. One day in March 2019, all of that changed with the Unveiling. 10-foot-tall metal insectoid creatures arrived through portals and wrought destruction. Zed, Goose, Tyke, and Carl fought the horrors, but in the chaos, a mysterious company called IS Corp seized the opportunity and traded protection for power and resources. Our heroes saw them for what they really are: evil. They turned an IS Corp agent named Fitz to their cause, and now they fight IS Corp as they uncover the source of the attack on our realm. Welcome to another episode of RPGs Anonymous. I'm Zachary, and I'm your GM. Let's meet the rest of the cast.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I play Carl, and, well, I'll get around to it.
I am Colby, and I play Shane Goose Bailey, and goodness, I almost forgot how we introduced this.
I'm Nick, and I play Ajax. Is that bacon in your pocket?
And I'm Jacob, playing Tyke. The heart of the cards guide me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll take it. Welcome, everybody, to the watching and all the stuff. Good to see you, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks, 3 to be precise, so glad we're back at it. We'll do a recap, but while we're doing that, Jacob, do you want to pull a few cards, a few new tarot cards for us? Because we are pretty much out of them, and it's been a bit. And so while he's doing that, what do you guys remember from the last time we played?
Dude, that was so long ago.
We met a new person. Well, we didn't meet a new person. Goose met a new person.
Yeah, there's my
Truth.
wife's partner signed into her account and needed us to go find them.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
handed me a folder.
SAO.
it was a little SAO. Yeah, you're right, Nick. I guess that was a little bit.
Nothing wrong with that, especially if it's from that Mother's Rosario arc.
Ooh, that was a good arc. Yeah. Okay. So you guys are hacked into the Matrix, so to speak, on the IS Corp servers, in their underneath the downtown Portland bunker area thing. You have been searching for information on Goose's wife's murder because you found out IS Corp did it. You want to find out more. When you jacked into the system, found out that there was this weird likeness of Goose's wife, ended up being her partner, who gave you a folder with the title Operation Invisible, in the style of IS Corp, which is like acronym style because we haven't talked about that in a while, and told you to come find them. Gave you a sticky note with what appears to be longitude and latitude. The Carl, Tyke, and Fitz on the outside of this little house in this virtual world. Y'all were fighting this big purple blob thing that seems to be like this manifestation of this purple energy from Dr. Romanov, which you guys don't really fully know what's going on with that, other than that she is the director of Cogent at IS Corp. And Ajax, Zed's the late Dr. Zed's dog, burst into the house and found themselves in a totally different place than Goose did, in the infirmary where their late owner used to work, being beset upon by, or not, but that's the wrong word.
He's sitting in the chair in the office.
Yeah, sitting in the chair in the office of the clinic is the demon, the Iron Demon Barazel, who was possessing Dr. Zed for a time. And we ended, I believe, with Tyke and Fitz in a bear mech charging at this big purple goo, and Goose taking the folder and his wife's partner logging out of the account, and Ajax encountering Barazel. Does that sound about right? Did I miss anything? Does that just about cover it?
And Carl has the plasma turret.
Yes, Carl has a big plasma turret, also pointed at that purple.
Because this is what the last thing I did. Yeah, I augmented everybody else.
And Dan's outside defending our limp bodies.
Yes.
The other thing to bring up is Fitz finally just conceded and bought into the whole thing. He is on it.
Oh yeah, dream.
Yep.
Yeah, dream rules.
Fitz finally believes that you guys are actually in the system, because before he thought this was all a dream. Before anytime Tyke hacked into the machine with his brain, he was like, that's not possible. It's not a real thing. And he explained away everything else. Fitz has finally been convinced that Tyke can really do this, and you guys are really in the machine.
Is Fitz a techomancer?
That is
privileged information.
All right.
Wink.
Now,
heavy-handed wink. Okay, so all of this is happening basically simultaneously. So I think the first thing that we're gonna resolve, I think, is maybe let's go to Ajax and Barazell.
You don't want my tarot cards?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's grab the tarot cards.
These are great tarot cards. This is a good pull. So past was the High Priestess, which is intuition, mystery, secret, dreams, wisdom, esoteric occult knowledge, inner power, sensuality, fertility.
That's so much.
There's a lot going on in that card.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's one of the like
Ajax is feeling particularly
Major Arcana.
fertile.
And then the Seven of Wands, which is the present, is success, gain, advantage, profit, victory. And then the next one I drew, which was for the future, was the Six of Wands, which seems really strange to me. As we just talked about, I shuffle these cards ceaselessly.
And we do pull a lot of wands. I think we pull more wands than any other suit. Like, I'm just going down the list. Wands, swords, pentacles, major, cups, swords, major, wands, cups. We pull a lot of cups too, apparently. Swords, cups, major, cups, swords, major, major, wands, wands, major.
I think we have a card addiction.
I think we have a card addiction, yeah.
Yeah.
And that means that you're going to suffer, but you're going to be happy about it.
That being said, what is the Six of Wands?
Yeah, the Six of Wands: attempt, hope, desire, wish, expectation.
Colby's now a seer.
Cool. Apparently, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of us turned into a legitimate seer by the end of this. That's not true. I would be very surprised. What about Harry Potter, Colby? What? I'm confused.
I was quoting Harry Potter.
Oh, wait, when?
Whenever Ron is trying to read Harry's fortune in Trelawney's class.
Oh,
it's not important. We can. It's not worth
I
the
do
time
remember
we're
that.
dedicating to this.
You're probably right.
go.
That's okay. Okay. Cool. Got those. Did we miss anything in the recap, you guys, that seems important to mention?
No, we're good.
Cool. Then let's pick up in the clinic office with Ajax and Barazell. Nick, do you remember the words that Barazell said to announce himself to Ajax? Because I super don't.
It was something along the lines of, "Welcome home, pup."
Yeah, it was something along those lines. I remember that now. So Ajax, again, this is a place, this virtual space is a place that you have a voice and can understand and speak English for some strange reason. So how do you respond to that?
What are you doing here? Daddy banished you.
And I forgot to ask if you want me to do the Barazell.
I can do it. All right, folks. Here's how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do all of the commenting between myself and myself. This should be
okay.
fun.
Just add in some spaces because I'm gonna jump in with description a bit as well. as you're doing this. Buckle in, folks.
Not quite, pup. He cursed me so that I could not choose the next body I inhabited. In his last excruciating moment, I was preparing to leap into that juicy little morsel called Fitz. But his curse put me in the bestest good boy. And I regained consciousness when Tyke inadvertently brought me here with you. If he hadn't, I would have total and complete control over your body, and would keep you out when he attempted to return. But when you burst through that door, I couldn't help myself, and summoned you here to kill you. Not if I defeat you first, you overgrown, bad-smelling mailman.
I think at that moment, also...
Go ahead.
I think at that moment also, Barazel, like, because again, he was like sitting behind this desk with a book in hand. And I think like he's sort of pontificating behind the desk. And I think he places the book down and stands to his like full height. And this is like for those who maybe have not heard it in a while, and those of us who are on the podcast and don't remember, why don't you describe Barazel for us as well as he begins to tower over this standard black poodle?
Yeah, so Barazel is 8.5 feet tall. He has curled ram horns coming out of dark black hair that's kind of wavy. His face is very human-ish. He kind of has like a flattened nose a little bit, and then he has a goatee. And then his eyes are kind of this sulfury, glowing yellow with like little bits of sulfury colored smoke coming out of them. And then he has these huge iron claws that are roughly 6 to 8 inches, depending on the finger. But he only has 4 fingers, so he's got a thumb and then his 3. And then he has red, kind of rusty iron colored skin, and his legs, which this is the part that most of you either forget or black out, are actually reversed. His kneecaps are facing the other direction.
So when he picks up his leg, it's
like a satyr. So when he picks up his leg, it like comes forward instead of going back. And then he has regular human-looking feet, just in an 8.5 foot tall person size.
Okay, so when
the most vicious V you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay, so as this entity, Barazel, like lifts himself up, like threatening, pontificating, Ajax sort of does the Ajax thing and does the dog bear and growl. Ajax is this above average size, almost like warg sized standard black poodle, and then Ajax said, "Not if I defeat you, you overgrown, bad smelling mailman."
Yep.
And does a growl, and then I think this like. Wait, let's get a clean take of that real quick.
Oh, okay.
And I think we see this like faint golden aura around you, and they lunge at each other. And that is when we like simultaneously cut over to this big ass bear mech and Tyke, who has doubled down on the knight in shining armor with a lance, these two like charging at this like purple dome blob thing. And the two of you make contact with this purple mass of energy. And as soon as you do, you feel the like force of this attack with like Carl raining down plasma from above just hit it, and it is like a nuclear explosion goes off, and this purple mass explodes out everywhere. And I would like everybody in the virtual world right now, except for Ajax, to roll me a discipline check against 2 red and a purple.
Alrighty.
And I am also going to be rolling for Fitz as well.
Do I get all my Technomancer stuff?
Oh yes, I forgot to mention. Tyke, instead of discipline, I would like you to roll me projection against the same difficulty. 2 red and 1 purple. Let's see. Discipline is based off of willpower. So it has not a great chance.
You still didn't answer my question.
What? Oh,
If I get all my Technomancer
yeah, that's true.
stuff.
Yeah, all your techno. Let's say yes. Yeah, you do, because this is definitely technology based, 100%.
Are you still riding Centaur Hank Hill into battle, or are you on the back of the map?
I think I'm riding Centaur Hank Hill. I'm pretty sure I armored him out in like oddly erotic.
Wait a second. Hey, welcome to Initiative League. Glad to see you.
Hey.
Hello, friend.
Did you ride him into battle, or did you go on the mech and make a giant? I kind of remember you jumping on the back of the mech this time.
Really?
I legitimately don't remember, and the audio isn't on Twitch anymore. I could check, but it'd take like 10 minutes.
I know.
Just make a decision.
Which one?
I think I'm still riding Hank Hill. Like, I feel like I remember. Like, I don't. Or maybe
is he wearing like?
Actually, you know what? I'm riding the bear. I'm just gonna go with it. I love mechs. I'm freaking riding the bear in my suit of armor.
And you have this like anime style giant tech lance, because otherwise you would.
Yeah, because we or maybe it's just Fitz and I, like Pacific Rim with Zoid controlling.
Yeah.
All right.
It was this fusion basically of Tyke and Fitz finally like working together for once and attacking this thing. All right, so let's go down the line. Fitz got 2 successes even. Everything else is a wash. Carl, what you get?
That's a good question. I don't remember. I don't know how to put this into the normal numerical perspective. So I got.
It's not an initiative,
failures,
so don't worry
2
about
disadvantages.
2 failures, 2 disadvantages. Beautiful. Okay. Goosey boy, what did you get?
1 threat.
1 threat, everything else is a wash?
Oh, I guess it was a threat, not a disadvantage. Sorry.
Delectable. Working out almost exactly as I wanted so far. Yeah. Tyke, was this a slam dunk for you?
No.
Oh, no.
So.
No way.
Yeah, fluke of how things rolled. It's a wash. And then I got 6 advantages.
Does that include your auto 2 successes or whatever?
Yeah, like my single auto success. I actually got a 1 failure, but like I have an auto success, so it like.
Oh no!
Were you really banking on me succeeding?
I was.
Yeah,
I put literally all my eggs in that basket. Actually,
no. It's a real weird happenstance. I rolled 1 success, and then I got 2 failures, and then like no threats, and then just all the rest of my positive dice were advantages.
Do you have any kind of ability that would?
Yeah. Do you have
nudge it? Oh yeah. Let me check.
Yeah.
I might have a talent that helps with this actually.
That's the end of that Bearzoid.
You could also use a tarot card to upgrade a green to a yellow.
I can spend a strain to get an additional success. But I'm pretty sure it'll make me pass out. I don't know what happens if I pass out.
Okay. I will say, as far as the passing out though, you're using your tech strain, your virtual strain. So it's not exactly the same. You won't be unconscious in the real world, at least.
Or like more unconscious. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'll spend that strain. So that gets me up to 1 success and 6 advantages.
Okay. Oh boy. All right. 6 advantages is a lot. Let's see. Okay, so how about I know what I'm gonna do with the advantages. Okay. So this purple energy explodes, and everything goes completely and totally blank for all of you, except for Ajax. Ajax, you just ignore all this for just a second. Carl and Goose, when your vision clears, you are sitting in a strange empty space, but it is incredibly familiar. You are sitting on what looks like essentially a blank black floor, walls and ceiling. It's like this big cuboidal or like rectangular prism room, except it has these running yellow grid lines everywhere. And there is a like stand console in like the center of the room that you recognize from the last time you were in this room, except it is completely destroyed. It is just junk. And where there was originally an exit/entrance to this room, there is nothing. It is just grid lines. You are sitting. You both sort of wake up at the same time, or like your vision clears or whatever at the same time, and you are sitting back in the vert room from your orientation, and Fitz is laying there unconscious next to you. Tyke is nowhere to be seen. And real quick before we continue that, Ajax, I would like you to roll me a check. I would let's call this brawl brawl. Yeah, brawl. Let's call it brawl against let's just have Ajax roll a brawl check against Barazel's brawl as the difficulty. Except I would like you to add 3 blue dice. So while he's rolling that, you also see the form of Ajax, who it also seems to be just laying there unconscious at the moment, and you are ostensibly in this vert room. What do the two of you do?
Why are we always the ones that wake up first?
That's a good question. I stand up, walk over, and like go to help Carl stand up and just whisper in his ear, "Never believe first fake out."
I'm simply going to stare at Goose as I walk towards Fitz and check on Fitz.
He seems to be okay.
Got a pulse?
Yeah, he's got a pulse. He doesn't seem to have any like physical injuries or anything.
He's okay without a pulse.
Yeah, he seems to be okay, but he's dead. That's why he seems to be okay. He's escaped this horrifying torture chamber called life. He seems to be fine, but he is unconscious at the moment, as if he's like out of strain or whatever, mechanically. So he seems to be fine. You do not see. Like I said, you don't see Tyke anywhere. Ajax also seems to be unconscious. You guys also seem to be back to the equipment that you were wearing before you entered the IS Corp building the second time. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Wait, is Dr. Zed in here?
Zed is not here. No. You do not see
So after
Zed
we
anywhere.
had our IS Corp equipment issued, this is when we came back in.
Yes, basically,
the second time.
Mm-hmm, the second, yeah. So just before that, you seem to be wearing what you wore as you entered the building to like infiltrate it. Basically, yeah.
I still have my stun gun and I don't have the laser rifle.
Hello, Wolf.
Correct. Yeah, which also means Goose, you do not have your second weapon either.
Yeah.
But you do have the original. I believe Goose, you one of you did something to your outfit, and I don't remember who that was. It might have been Tyke, but I don't remember.
I upgraded everything to armor. I ditched my jacket. When I picked up the rifle, I totally just ditched the jacket and went to armor.
I meant right before you infiltrated, not like in the building. There was something. Somebody.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's not what happened. Like, this isn't like the equipment you guys had at orientation exactly. It's like the equipment you had right as you entered the building the second time.
Mhm.
Nick, what was that roll like? Also, welcome, Wolf.
So I have 2 successes, a triumph, and 4 advantage.
Holy shit. Okay, so Ajax seems to be unconscious. So Ajax is unconscious for a few seconds, but eventually picks himself up, and you are conscious. You are also in this weird, like, rectangular prismoidal room with these yellow grid lines, and you feel a bit tired, Ajax, but otherwise you're fine. You guys see Ajax seems relatively unscathed as well, and he wakes up. What do the 3 of you do?
Try to wake up Fitz.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you roll a medicine check against average?
Why don't I let Carl do that for me?
You could, in fact, you could do that as well.
Yeah, I checked his pulse and everything was cool, so I'm already there. I might as well do a medicine check with my 2 green dice.
Okay.
Better than my 1 green die.
Until I tell you otherwise, Carl, Goose, and Ajax, all of your checks currently, upgrade them twice and add 3 black dice to every check until I tell you otherwise, okay? So I'll give you the base difficulty before that. So I believe it is average to do this. Are you using primal, or are you just medicining?
You said a medicine check, so I wouldn't use primal for that.
Okay. I mean, are you trying to wake him up with using mundane means, or do you want to just magically healing?
If I use magic, I will take a nap. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So medicine check. Yep. What's going on with ripping your hair out?
We're updating that twice, so it's going to be what? A purple and
2 reds, 3 blacks, I believe is the total.
Yep.
Against his 2 green.
Yeah.
Oof.
Against my 2 green.
That's rough.
Kind of scary. Here we go.
Kind of sus. I mean, you are now officially missing the second healer. While you're looking at that, Wolf, what's going on with ripping your hair out? Is it work stuff?
Wolf's been trying to play with OBS.
Good luck. Have fun. Don't at me. No thanks.
1 success, 2 threats.
1 success, 2 threats. Okay, yeah. I think you're able to sort of like, tap him awake, slap him awake. There we go. That's the word. You're able to slap him awake a little bit. So he seems to be okay, and he sort of like bleary eyed, wakes up and looks around and sort of like sees everything going on. He's like, "What? How did we get in the vert room?"
Yeah, man, we just woke up here because we've been here the whole time, and I just like try to wink at him. I try to make it subtle. It's not subtle at all.
So wait, okay, because we've been here the whole time. Okay, what is this? Another thing of yours, Goose? I'm confused.
Ajax is going to try and talk. Can I talk?
Let's say no.
Actually, that's my next move, is to go over to Ajax and inspect him for damage. Because if we're back at time and we time traveled, then Ajax is not damaged.
Yeah, Ajax seems fine.
Is he black or green?
He is normal but bigger. We'll say he seems to be again. So as if before you guys entered the building, but he is still a bigger size, which is a little like that. That
specifically checking for the weapon damage he's taken in.
Yeah, not there. Doesn't exist. Nope, not on him.
Cool. No crits.
Yeah, don't get rid of those just yet.
Yeah.
So Fitz,
Fitz.
it looks like we time traveled, Fitz.
Yeah. Why don't you go check out that busted console?
Oh, okay. Time travel busted console. I don't even know where to start, but okay. I guess I don't. Did anybody pick up my laptop? He like looks around, and you guys. There's no briefcase.
If we time traveled, you should have your laptop.
And yet it's not here.
Can I try
So-
the materializing thing that we did before with just the dumb stuff?
I'll look at Goose. I don't think we time traveled.
You put your like you do the whole thing. You like release strain and nothing happens.
None.
Try and pull up a coffee cup. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
The laptop's MIA.
I would like to sniff around the room.
Okay. Yeah. That's really delicious. Is that
Is Dan anywhere? Sorry, I guess I'm not there. I shouldn't.
they do not perceive Dan anywhere. Did we? I believe we did survival for that last time, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's do that again, and let's call it. Let's call this easy, actually. So, total would be 1 red, 1 purple, 3 black. And yeah, there are a number of things that if let's just assume that you guys are assuming this is you've been in the vert room the whole time. There are a number of things that are a little strange with that assumption. Like there's no Dan, there's no like the entrance exit door thing is not there as far as like it was originally there on the side when it was in this like grid style room. Fitz had his briefcase, and you guys have like your outfits have changed a little bit based on the days that you spent out in the real world before you came back to the building the second time. So there's a bunch of like little incongruencies as well. What was that roll, Nick?
1 success and 3 threats.
Okay. Yeah, you succeed. You sniff around. The weird thing is that you smell nothing. This place actively smells like nothing. It's not that you're not smelling. You are smelling, and it smells like nothing. It is nothing. Zero
give
anything.
Sad puppy dog eyes at each of them in turn.
So while all those minor changes that make it obvious that we weren't all like this isn't us back then are obvious, Goose assumes that he's just super clever, having noticed all these tiny wrong details.
Yeah.
All right, Goose, look at it this way, man. We have a lot of weird things going on. I don't have my gun. You don't have a gun. Fitz doesn't have a laptop, and we're in a room we've already cleared. I mean, we broke out of this place. So, there's also no Tyke. We're still in Tyke's dream state, computer state, whatever he did. We're still there. We're just in a different location.
I figured we should just play along.
Play along with Tyke that's not here?
Yes.
My thought is he might be unconscious. Again.
Probably. That's safe bet.
Happens more often than not, actually, these
Yeah,
days.
if you just called me at any random time
We
of
love
the
you,
day
Jacob.
and asked me if I think he's conscious.
Yeah, but we need to figure our own way out of this, and I don't know if my gun or your gun's gonna do it. I mean, I got a great stun gun.
Yeah, and this console looks totally blasted. I don't even know. Like it's kind of weird because some of the internals aren't even there. Like they were vaporized or something. I don't know what did this, but it was either insanely powerful or I don't know. It's weird. I've never seen anything like this.
No door in the verse can stop me. I'm heading to the door.
Okay, there isn't a door, so.
Yeah, I go to where the door was.
Okay. Yeah.
That area, and I want to inspect it. I'm touching all over it. I'm smelling it.
I love it. Okay. Roll.
All right.
Let's. I guess perception. Let's call it perception. Also easy. So 1 red, 1 purple, 3 blacks.
I'm walking up to the console. Look, Fitz, if we're still in Tyke's brain computer dream concept, is there a way for us to interface with a computer? I mean, Tyke got us in the server, so this is where we are. We're just in a different part of the server than we were a moment ago.
I don't know, Carl. I mean, I'm still new to even believing that that's a thing. But
yeah, but if this is a broken console, would that not mean this is a broken part of a computer? Can you fix it?
maybe I mean, that
You
might make sense.
You write code for a living.
Yes, but okay, look, I'll try. Okay, but here's the thing. If this is the same place, it feels totally different. And he snaps his fingers and no coffee appears. He's like, look, it was like breathing when we were doing that. Like it was so easy to exist in that place, and this does not feel right. And I think as he like mentions that, you also all like feel that it like kind of feels off, just like just being awake and alive. Like it's kind of like if you are a little bit sick or whatever, not a lot sick, but a little bit sick, where you're just kind of like, it feels a little weird. And he says, I guess I'll get to work on this console, but I don't know what I can do.
When you're working on it, think about writing code. That's the only thing I have a suggestion for. If you're thinking about code while you're fixing it, maybe you'll get it running.
Okay,
and I'm going to walk away. Carl's just going to walk off because he's got no concept of what to do.
So
he's like mumbling as you walk away.
3 failures, 4 advantage.
Okay. Okay. What does a failure look like in this circumstance? Okay. God. It's like anti-confirmation. It would be like anti-confirmation. Okay. So.
Or he thinks the wrong thing.
That's kind of what I mean. Yeah.
Untrue.
Let me think about this for a second. And you also have advantages involved, so it has to be like in a different way than what. So here's the first question. What were you looking to perceive? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's like somebody. You ever agree with somebody, like their final conclusion, but when they tell you why they think that thing,
it's like insanity.
Yeah, you're like, wow, you're crazy, or that's really dumb, or that's not right, or
yeah.
Well, I don't know if that can be it because I failed. So that
feels like
the true thing.
Yeah, that feels like a success with a crap ton of threats. So, Goose, what exactly are you trying to find here? Because that's the thing.
I was trying to see if there's like, I don't know, just some way I could interact with it. Like if there's just a hidden button or latch or anything.
Okay, so then you like poke around, and this wall is completely smooth, to the point that it feels like an LED TV screen almost. It is like almost glass, so it feels like that. And you're poking around, but you find like a weird divot at one point, and you are reasonably certain at the moment, at least, that is a sign that there is in fact something here that you can't find. Like there is enough evidence to show you that there is obviously something being hidden here on this wall that you are unable to find.
I shoot the divot.
Okay. All right. Goose raises his gun and starts shooting into the wall.
Carla, what are you in that direction?
So it's like, it's not coming back at me.
I was walking that direction. I think I'll stop.
Gosh, goodness gracious. I have no idea how to resolve that. So instead, I'm going to cut to Tyke. So as you raise the gun, you fire the trigger, and as it fires and we see this flash of blue light, then the scene cuts, and we are now in the IS Corp server room where y'all just went to sleep. Tyke, you are slumped up against a wall with the unconscious forms of everybody around you, including Goose, Carl, Ajax, and above you is standing the mech with Dan's sleeping face on it, because if you remember, you summoned him in with you. And as you open your eyes, you see all of this, and the mech, the face on Dan on the mech begins to like also shake itself off and wakes up, and like the mech does a like stretch thing, and Dan's form on the cockpit thing also does a stretch thing and like a yawn, and you are now awake, and everybody else around you seems to be unconscious, and the lights are dead. Everything is completely black except for this light red glow that is going around of emergency lighting. What do you do?
So first question, what is my strain threshold at?
Yeah, man, that's a question. We're just playing fast and loose with this stuff, aren't we?
You roll a discipline check.
Sure, yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that for you. I dig that because this is, I mean, ooh boy. Now I'm like stretching for real because I can feel the like yawning of the characters. It's very strange.
So that's 4 successes and 4 advantages.
Okay, let's call that 6 strain, and whatever your wounds were at previously.
Okay. 6 strain. All right. So I'm in this. So Tyke is in the server room. Everybody else is passed out except for Dan.
Yep, you are exactly where you were when you guys went into the machine.
Are the servers still like? Do they still have that purple pulsing?
Dead.
No, that's dead.
Yep.
Okay.
The purple energy is gone, and the entire server room has gone completely dead. Everything is off and quiet. And in fact, as you look around, why don't you roll me a perception check against 1 red, 1 purple?
Good job. You killed the building.
Dude, if I could defeat an entire building,
We'll just start calling you Don Quixote.
You say 1 red and 1 purple?
Yes.
Oh no.
There's giants over
I'll
there.
actually I'll give you a single blue die as well. Now that I'm thinking of it.
Four successes.
Okay. You also notice that the vast majority of these servers are warped and burnt and melted.
Oh wow.
Whoops.
And it seems to follow a pretty, because I mean you got 4 successes. It seems to follow a pretty similar pattern as the like spiraling, swerving, oscillating pattern of the purple energy when that was in here. It's like the energy like squeezed down and melted everything and just destroyed it.
I think I'm gonna look around, kind of like approvingly look at the server destruction, but also with some concern.
Just a little concerned.
Just a little
then
concern.
I'm going to use I'm going to try to establish that mental telephone group chat that we all have.
Yeah. You try. It don't work. Yeah,
Okay.
their brains do not exist. As far as you can tell, you poke out Ajax, Goose, Carl. Their heads are just silent.
I look around with more concern.
So that was fun.
So Dan, do you know why we're the only 2 awake? Because this is usually like the opposite of what I imagine.
I barely
Most
noticed.
situations are like.
No. Have you tried slapping them? And he like starts to raise a hand on the mech and then looks over and he's like, that's probably not a good idea. I don't know. How do you know how long we've been out? I don't remember. You brought me in there.
I'm unconscious, but I'm still flinch.
Yes, yeah. Goose flinches. Like just as the mech moves, Goose's body hears the sound and just goes and like flinches away from it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm just like so desperate for any possible solution. And so I try to like sort of shake Goose and like sort of, I do kind of hit him like a little hard on the face. Like,
yeah, maybe a little too hard. There's like a red mark. Yeah. I think maybe you even have a little bit of Zed's salve sitting around. You try that, just nothing. They are completely out. They seem to be they have pulses. They seem to be breathing. They seem fine. Their wounds are there from all of this stuff, but like everybody was sort of in this like stable position, even if not great. And they seem to still be in that position. They are just like, there's just nothing inside.
Okay. I am going to try to heal Goose then.
Okay.
Man, where is? I'm pretty sure it's just like normal healing rules, though.
Yeah. He's not above his threshold, so I believe it's easy. But for obvious shenanigans, I'm going to upgrade it 3 times.
That's
So
a
what does
mind
that?
over matter
What does that
thing.
mean?
So it would be 1 red, 2 purple against, I believe, your mind over matter.
1 red,
Yeah.
2 purple.
Should be his
my
mind over matter. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And no technomancer shenanigans.
He's not a robot.
What if
Okay.
I reveal I have been this entire time?
What
That's
would
why he didn't get
Just-
any powers.
what would your technomancer? I'll just say no. I'll just say no across the board on technomancer
Okay.
shenanigans.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. This should be. I should succeed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be a slam dunk. Like that first slam dunk, I was literally putting all of
No,
my
it's
eggs
not
in
a
the
slam
basket.
dunk. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, I do not like that sound.
So
So
I got 1 despair
Oh no.
and 2 advantages.
No.
So is it like
Alright.
in the Matrix where they
Alright.
pull the plug and Goose just drops dead?
No, it can't be like that. God, I don't even know.
Oh.
I mean, you guys are starting to pick up what's going on here. I have no idea what a despair looks like.
Goose just
Circumstance.
evaporates into a pile of
Oh my god.
like spores.
Or back in our area, I just suddenly freeze.
I think. See,
Oh,
that's
There's error code 404, page not
That's-
found.
that's the great thing is that definitely doesn't happen. 100% that doesn't
Okay.
happen. I think what does happen is you start like poking around psychically into Goose and his brain and like stuff, and I think you're just kind of observing at first and you're trying to like heal him, and then his body starts to like go into shock and then like convulse. And I think the advantages for this, because I mean, normally if you had succeeded, they'd be like strained, so to speak. But the advantages for this is I think you realize what is going on. And that is his brain is having trouble doing like the autonomic brain stuff because his mind isn't there at all. And there seems to be 0 connection to his mind whatsoever at the moment. And so his body for a second as you start to like probe in and do stuff, it like upsets something. And all of a sudden the autonomic systems of his body just stop working for a minute. And so his body just like convulses and like seizes for a few seconds. And you have to like spend the entire, like you have to spend like all the energy you can muster at the moment to just stop him from doing that. So I'm going to take away 1 strain, but then he like settles down for a moment and like he goes back into this like kind of comatose state.
So you mean Goose loses a strain?
No, you lose a strain because it takes your mental energy to put him to rights.
Okay.
You did just erase my high school prom, though. Just
Um,
that memory is gone.
Dude,
if
I
only.
sort of wish somebody would erase my high school prom. Like it just was not a like pleasant time,
Yeah.
really.
There is about. Go ahead.
I thought for sure that the despair was going to be you find one of Goose's torture memories of him like in a
Oh my
ghetto
gosh.
camp.
See, your guys' suggestions means are really good, not necessarily because they're great suggestions. They are great suggestions, but also it means that I still have some shenanigans that y'all haven't figured out, which is really delicious to me. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So Dan, I think we need to move all these guys and we need to find a computer because I think their brains are still stuck in a computer somewhere.
I think that almost every word that just came out of your mouth is complete nonsense. But you know what? I've been operating under those circumstances for such a long time. By the way, did I tell you guys before you co-opted me into this giant thing? And he flexes, like does this thing, and says that there's a bunch of crazy shit going on outside, and that after you summoned me into that bullshit, it's been a full hour and a half. So there's even more crazy shenanigans going on outside.
Wait, we've been out for an hour and a half?
An hour and a half, yeah. It's been way longer than I expected.
Oh.
I got that little notification thing, and you said it'll be real quick. I thought it was going to be a couple minutes in and out. It's been a long time.
Do you know what happened to the servers?
I have no idea, because it happened after I went into your crazy, weird little dream space virtual thing, which I assume, based on what you're saying, was inside the servers. I don't know. I've been inside servers before. It felt a little similar. Also felt a little bit different. It was very strange. I don't know. Very confused. Maybe you should look into it, and I'll figure out a way to carry 4 unconscious... He looks at Ajax. Things... to a different place.
I can carry the dog.
Can you, though?
Dog's bigger than you.
Oh yeah, that's
The
true.
dog is
It's
the
not
biggest
just like
of all of us.
Okay, never mind. I won't carry the dog.
You should carry Goose or Carl. Maybe
Yeah,
Fitz is tiny.
Maybe
Look.
I can carry. I might be able to carry Goose, just like Fireman. Throw him over my shoulder. And
Okay, dear, just you go look, figure out in that mess what we need to go find. I'll take care of them, or at least I'll, to the best of my ability, I'll build a sled or something, okay? But you need to figure out what we're looking for.
Wait, you want me to go out by myself?
You can
to
go out
whatever's
there.
out there?
He points out to the rest of the floor. He says, you can go out there. He points back to the server room. You can go in there. Just figure out what we need exactly while I build a people carrier.
Wait,
real quick.
Aren't we in the server room?
Yeah, you guys are in this. I mean, he's standing in the doorway. So he's basically saying go. He doesn't know what you need to find.
Okay, but we walked through an office space to get here, right?
Yeah, you did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I'm gonna try to. Tyga's gonna try to go back to that office space and see if he can find a working computer or something that looks like it's, what he does.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you roll me a perception check against? We'll call it.
Tyke would know there's computers out there. He used one before we came in here.
Actually, you're right. There, for a fact there were computers there, and because you used them, and they have been mentioned. So
yeah, I'm assuming I'm trying to find one that's still working. I have no idea what the extent of the damage is.
Yeah. So I
would like to argue that if he's carrying me with him, he gets 2 blue die to.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Heightened awareness, I don't think specifies I have to be conscious.
Actually, I was about to be hard no, but at the same time, spoiler bot, knowing the nature of your luck, I think you probably do still affect things in your immediate area. Because I mean, if we're talking about the inspiration for some of that stuff, that person also does the same thing. So I think you're actually right. I was gonna be hard no, that's bullshit, but I actually agree with you, I think. But okay, so if you want to carry Goose with you, you'll get blue dice, I guess.
Yes,
to
I'm absolutely carrying Goose.
Okay, you're carrying Goose. So the other thing I'll say is that you know what? Sure, why not? Let's do a perception check. Let's call it. Gosh, let me think about this. So you are specifically looking for a working computer, right?
And when I say computer, I mean the most general if it's a sophisticated enough copier machine, I think I could probably use that. Something that has some compiler running on it that would be probably Turing complete.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So some sort of basic computer, does it need to have network access? Is that the second question?
Yes, I think that would also it has to access, because I'm assuming their brains are not kept on whatever random printer janky thing I'm going to find.
So here's the thing, because I already actually
super fax machine.
Yeah, I actually have the answer for this already, and I don't think it is something that you have to seek out. I think it is actually very, very easy for you, because when you walk into this office area, and for the most part, it is more or less intact from where you guys left it. You can tell the power, the like you guys were already in this like lockdown mode, which isn't the same thing as like emergency power. It basically just removes power from non-essential systems, puts a bunch of defenses into place, and then like puts emergency lights on. Now you are officially in emergency power mode. So whatever power was being supplied to this level is drastically decreased. So you go in and you can tell all of the electronics in the room are completely off, except for wall panels. The stainless steel wall paneling that does the weird like console thing that you've like come to see a lot in IS Corp, that still seems to be rough, like on and connected. And so you get up to one of those that are intact and open, and it seems to be working just fine for the most part. It has some like it is like, I guess, in the equivalent of like safe mode, and has some like credential locking stuff, which is, you know, obvious, but it is on and it does seem to be connected.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna go for that. And the first thing I want to look for is surveillance video of the server room to figure out what happened while we were passed out.
Yeah.
Like why the servers are all burnt up.
Yeah, I dig that. Let's do extrasensory using all your tech bullshit, and let's call it average, normal, upgraded twice for IS Corp. So straight up 2 reds against your projection with Goose's extra blue dice for... Is that for perception, Goose, normally?
Perception or vigilance.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so you won't get that. Never mind.
But it's just 2 red?
Yeah, just 2 red, and add something. I just said something. What did I say? 2 red against... Okay, yeah, no, yeah, straight up and down. 2 reds against your projection. Man, brain just died for a full second. Should be pretty straightforward, unless
I know.
Unless
if I fail this, then it's okay. Yeah, this is what a roll. What a time to get that roll. That is 1 triumph, 5 successes, and 1 advantage.
Holy wow!
Wow.
Okay. That is pretty intense. So you like almost immediately you bust through some of the credentials, get to the surveillance area, and you see a scene of you guys slumped against the wall, the mech protecting you, and the purple energy around the servers. It fast forwards until about the point where you pull Dan out of it, and you see Dan's like sleepy face emoji thing come up on the front of the mech, and it like slumps down, and you see the mech does this like auto defense thing where it is just like patrolling or whatever, and then you fast forward like an hour and a half to the point where like everything starts to change, and you see your bodies are like, during this like hour and a half, your bodies are like very slowly like moving a little bit, kind of like dream moving, and for like the last like 20 minutes of the of this hour and a half that Dan is asleep, your body, you notice immediately, your body has like moved itself into like a charging with a lance position, and you can just see it. It's I mean, it looks dorky as all heck, because you're just like slumped against the wall like this, but you can tell just based off of your like body motion, like that is the like posture that you have picked up. And then at a certain point during all of this, the purple energy just squeezes and explodes, and there's this bright flash of light, and you see everybody's bodies convulsing while that is happening, and Goose's, Carl's, and Ajax go completely dead still, and Dan's like the mech closes out of patrol mode, and then you start to wake up, and that is that it is like moment to moment. There's this giant explosion of this purple energy, and then you and Dan wake up like less than a minute later. And that's where we're going to cut back to Carl, Goose, and Ajax and Fitz. So, Goose, I would like you to roll me a ranged light against let's call it. How do I do this? How do I come up with this difficulty? This is insanity.
Of a barn.
Yeah, what is a broadside of a barn?
That you're standing point to barrel to.
Let's see. You are trying to shoot open a thing so you can gain access to a thing.
Engaged is average.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I'm gonna make it even easier.
I step back to short and shoot.
Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's just do it against easy, but again, upgrade every check twice, add 3 black dice. So 1 red.
Aim first.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. So it's one of those situations where he draws his gun, takes a couple steps back, and Carl goes, shit.
What are you bang? Shit. Yeah, Carl goes shit and Fitz goes, what are you? And then bang. So
Let's see here. Bop, bop. A triumph for success, and a threat.
very cool. I don't think you're going to shoot anybody at this moment. But yeah, you just bang and like not a bullet hole, but like an explosion hole appears when you shoot through this thing. And you shoot into the wall right in this divot and it tears open, but it doesn't like act like shooting a wall or an LCD screen or an LED screen or any of that. In fact, it doesn't really act like anything you've ever seen in the world. It acts more like the virtual version of shooting a pressurized cabin or the like, or like a spaceship where you shoot it and this hole appears and then all of a sudden just pressure. And the edges of this hole shoot out and it's like this weird, like digital virtual looking, like hole shooting out into complete and total nothingness. And you guys can all feel yourselves slowly moving in that direction. Like slowly, or not moving, slowly, like being pulled in that direction. There's pressure in that direction. Because you got lots of advantages, successes, and a triumph. In fact, you guys are in no real danger of this at the moment, and perhaps for the foreseeable future. But you can tell that like hurt this like structure that you are in, yeah.
I think that with the one threat, I would like to say that through a long life of firing weapons indoors, I do have tinnitus.
Okay, so your ears are ringing really badly.
Yeah.
So you fire it and you're just like, oh god, and it hurts. It hurts so bad. It hurts worse than any tinnitus has ever hurt for you before. It is just absolutely awful and nasty. And I think Fitz pipes up and says, "What on earth are you doing?"
Ajax would like to sniff the hole.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Outside of it.
Fitz
Yeah,
is just being goose. He likes to apply bullets to existential situations and see if they help.
I figured I could sit around and complain like you, or I could do something.
Cool. So your coping mechanism is gun. Got it. Good to know. And he turns back to the console and like just grumbles to himself.
Of course.
Shoot a hole
Have you
in the
been
wall.
paying attention?
Apparently not. Grumble. Ajax, why don't you roll me another survival against let's call it this time 2 red, 2 purple, and 3 black.
Of course, Fitz, the potential is there that he may have weakened the system. You may have an easier time fixing stuff.
Or perception. I forgot. Or perception, whichever's better.
They're the same.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a failure.
Dang.
Yeah, with 4 threats.
4 threats. Okay.
I mean,
it is.
It's 5 failures, but yeah.
Okay, it is very similar to that nothing smell, except like there's also a big amount of no smell. So like now, not only are you smelling nothing from it, but you are not smelling from it as well. Like it is like the absence of smell plus the absence of anything. It is not particularly enjoyable, and I'm sure for a dog, insanely off-putting.
Yeah, no, he's not doing well. He's gonna like move as far away from that hole as possible.
That's not worrisome.
Sorry, no, you just blew my mind. I was just thinking about inhaling vacuum, and it just...
Yeah.
It's just your face was incredibly expressive. It was an absolute pleasure to watch. So
That's what Ajax's face looked like.
yeah, just like
Yeah.
get me away from this thing. What are the rest? So yeah, Carl, how are you responding to this?
Carl's going back to the console because over there is bad. The dog just ran away, and Goose is shooting guns.
Okay. Fitz has part of the console apart now. And you can see there are a bunch of like wires and bits exposed and whatnot. And he seems to be just trying to put stuff together. But nothing has really changed about it at this point. So are you going to like try and affect this at all? Or are you like watch like
more along the
observer?
lines of commentary? I've got some brass knuckles. Or possibly a stun gun.
I don't actually. Hold on.
Those are kind of like my multi-tools.
You have a stun gun?
Well, yeah. Just
Where
pull
did
it
you
out of
get
its
it?
ulcer. It's IS Corp issue.
Give it to me.
Here, I was thinking these are my multi-tools of trade, but yes, I guess.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You hand it to him, and in 12 seconds flat, he has the housing completely pulled off and all of the electronics pulled out.
How'd you do that? I don't even have a screwdriver for those things.
I designed it, you absolute idiot. All of you. Have you not? Whatever. And so he starts putting like the electronics all he starts putting that in and connecting it into the like console and stuff like that.
I still got my whistle too.
Super whistle.
Actually that does have a board in it. Keep that close. I might need that sometime too. And as he says that, he you hear like a big zap, and you can see the like grid lines on the floor and the walls sort of like brighten for a half second, and the hole starts to like close up just a tiny bit, and then it like sort of goes back to what it was doing before, and it's like basically nothing changed. But for just a second, some things were affected, and he just swears. He's like, "Damn it!" And he starts tinkering again. What about the rest of you? What are you guys doing?
I bend over and stick my eye like into the hole.
Yeah, it's like it's like looking into like darker than pitch black room. And actually that's how about you roll me a discipline check against an easy discipline check.
But upgraded twice with 3 black.
Upgraded twice, 3 black dice, yes.
Have you ever stared into the void?
I'm going to go ahead and use touch of fate to get the 2 blue.
Cool. Yeah.
Use them up.
Carl, are you keeping an eye on Goose at all from where you're at, or just watching?
I'm absolutely enthralled at watching Fitz tear apart that stun gun in rapid succession when I couldn't even figure out how to, put the batteries in. Does it have batteries? I have no idea. I think you needed a screwdriver to pry a slot open, and he just tore it open, and I'm just, wow. And I've got my whistle in my hand.
Yeah, he used his fingernail to just like pop open a thing, and it's just Ajax, what about you? Are you keeping an eye on the hole and Goose, or are you like don't want to be looking in that direction?
Oh,
or
no,
what?
the hole is terrifying, so I'm watching it, but I'm like doing the dog thing where you're like trying to make yourself as small as possible, but he's like 6 feet long from nose to his hindquarters, and like 4 feet tall at the shoulder. So yeah, he's just this massive, big, whiny baby.
Yeah. Okay. But you are like watching in that direction where Goose is. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you get, Goose?
An advantage and a despair.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Okay.
There has been some fantastic successes and horrible failures.
Yep.
So, Ajax, this is gonna freak you the fuck out. But Ajax, you see Goose, like the top part of Goose's form, like digitize a little bit. Like it does the like, No, not quite. He like flashes into like looking like a hologram a little bit, like bits of light. Because you are a giant ass dog with decent sight. You if you were a human, you would understand that he turned into a bunch of bits of light that all represented ones and zeros for about a half a second, and he just like staggers and like glitches for a moment, and you see a few of these like pieces of him fly into this hole. And as soon as they hit the like the threshold of where this like black bit is, they completely disappear. They just like vaporize into nothingness. Goose, Colby, actually, let's talk for a sec. Let's talk for a sec about Goose's memories and some.
Oh man, the despairs line up.
Yeah,
The seizure and looking through the hole happen at the same time.
So let's see. I want to stay away from your wife because that is too important to the story we're telling here. But I want something a little bit juicy that also might bring Goose a little bit of peace if he didn't remember it, but also obviously is going to change who he is a little bit. Well, maybe not change who he is, but you're going to lose some memories or a memory or a little bit. Something stored in your head is gone forever. And I want it to be something that is really important. Obviously not as important as your wife, but also something because of the advantage that might be a little bit of it's going to have a silver lining, I think. What do you have any ideas?
Forgets that Eof just died.
Oof. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think so Goose's memory of that incident, like the bonus
Spoilers
episodes.
for the bonus episodes. I
Yeah,
guess.
spoilers for the bonus episodes. Get us to 75 followers on Twitch and you'll get to see everything unfold. Technically not spoilers because as characters, viewers, cast members, we don't actually know whether Yoff is dead or not. It's just that Goose believes that. So there's a character in that stuff. So Goose, your memory of watching that CCTV footage of this giant riot with these horrors going on, the end moment, your war buddy, a man who served under you, who you were responsible for years, and who took your advice to heart, not just in their service, but also in their life. You saw them piled onto by a dozen of these smaller horrors. And obviously, to Goose's perspective, that he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
I think the memory of that fizzles. It turns into static. And in fact, the memory of the footage in general turns a little bit weird. Like every bit of it that involves Yoff is just static in your head. You remember what happened. You remember the overall arc of it. You remember the bobblehead bullshit because that's really important. And you remember the purple energy. You remember.
I'd never forget that. Those ones and zeros would float towards that little hole, and I just grab them,
just like shoot back into you. Yeah. But I don't even think you remember Yoff was there, and I think. You didn't talk about that with the other boys, so at the moment for the party, Yoff may as well not have been there. His presence there didn't exist. He was just another person to the rest of you, and to Goose, he just doesn't exist. So as far as you know, Yoff is fine. He's out doing what he was doing before, being a good Samaritan, and he's alive and well. And then you sort of like step back, Goose, because this is not comfortable. And I don't think it's super obvious to you right away that something's like gone, but you do feel a little bit different. And like you look around and everything seems fine for the most part. Ajax, you see this weird digitizy thing and, these bits of Goose flying off into the void and disappearing freaks you the fuck out around this hole. Yeah, how do you react to this? How do y'all react to this?
Is Goose wearing a belt or a jacket?
Yeah. Probably. I think he just has his flight jacket built on.
And he's always got to have something to put the pistols in, so.
Yeah, he'll do like the cautious run forward, like stop, cautious run forward, stop. And then he will grab the jacket in his mouth and just yank Goose away from the wall.
Yeah.
Like, as far as he's just going to drag you like a rag doll over to the opposite side of the room.
Okay.
Oh, well, that was a jarring.
Yeah. Okay. So you are dragged to the other side of the room. So Carl, you and Fitz just like you are just looking at Fitz like kind of in wonder, and Fitz is like really focused. And then there's a moment where you just hear this, and you both look up, and the giant Ajax is just grabbing, like dragging Goose past you, and you both kind of look up and watch him as he goes past, and then go back to do it. Like Fitz goes back to doing what you're doing, doing what he's doing.
And then I will lay my 700-pound body on top of Goose, so he can't do any more shenanigans.
Like lick his face and like go like do the like face thing when dogs want pets.
Yep.
Other than the console stuff, are you guys going to do anything in the near, like right now? Do you want to do anything else to affect this?
I'm going to be trying to figure out how to pull apart my whistle.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. So you start trying to pull apart your whistle. We'll come back to that. All right. So yes, Tyke, you have found this. You have found the security footage, and you. I forgot what the last thing we said before we moved on to.
Yeah.
Was.
I actually am really curious. Like, did we really utilize the Triumph that I got?
When you found.
Yeah.
When you did.
I think I might even be willing to spend a tarot card on this.
I forgot what you rolled the Triumph on.
I think that was just to get the security footage.
Oh, you're right. I think you're right. It was.
I sort of think maybe there was something more visible, like when, like maybe I was going to cut it off. Like as soon as we wake up, I was going to be like, okay, well, I know what happened at this point, but I happened to catch that
100%. You are absolutely right. So there's something you're just kind of you left it running, and you're like, what the heck is going on? You're like spacing out. You're like trying to figure. You turn away, and then you see a little blink of light in the footage that you didn't notice because you were talking to Dan at the time. And you see actually that one of the servers has a little blinking light on it on the side. And as you watch it, you can see that this one, all of the other ones are completely and totally dead. But this one, for just a half a minute while you and Dan are talking, has this blinking light on. And it just blinks and blinks and blinks, and then it fades. Like the blinking gets a little bit less and less intense, but it fades for a little bit until it just like you can see it like very slowly is like powering down. And in the thing, like in the footage, you can't exactly tell when it stops because it just is exceedingly slowly fading darkly, and you're not sure, like you didn't notice it when you were searching the room before because you didn't dive directly deep into the server so much, but you know which server it is.
Well, I'm gonna run back into the server room where I assume that Dan is trying to like pile all the other three people like somehow on his mech body.
He has taken two of the like half destroyed tables, and he has put them next to each other. He has taken some like bits of metal from the wall and scrunched them around it to put them together, and he has laid everybody gently on them like after another.
Pinch the tables together like tin foil.
Yep, exactly. So they're laying on this like weird table sled thing, and he's like looking around trying to find like other stuff to add to it to make it more secure, easy to carry or whatever. And he's just like, you can see the mech is like scratching at the mech head, and you can see Dan's picture is also doing the same thing in like just like an idle thing, and he's just like looking around the room.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna run and be like, stop, we don't have to take them anywhere. I think they're here. And I'm gonna look for that.
Are you kidding me? All right. All right, I love this for us. And he walks over and he starts very gently picking them up off of the table sled and putting them up against the wall. Okay, so yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, where's the blinking?
Yeah, you run in and you find the server that had the blinking light on the footage, and now that you are close to it, you can see it's like kind of half on the underside of it, and it is ever so faintly still blinking. And how much does Tyke actually know about computers beyond the technomancy stuff?
Side note: Goose is still in the office out.
I mean, I think he. It's not like
As
he
much
did.
as any millennial.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Like he knows how to Google and figure stuff out. He's not like yeah, like kind of generic, basic computer knowledge.
Okay, cool. So yeah.
To increase Dan's irritability, can a tiny little photon come from the server box and just go into his eye?
From the gun triumph?
Yeah. From shooting.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
What?
That's not how this works, though. It's not like a physical thing. What? Okay. I think okay. So it's even better than that. So Tyke, as you are getting up close to the thing, you can see this like little blinking, and you like start to reach towards it, and as you do, it like there's like almost a static electricity like zap, and it like shocks you. Like just a little bit, and you see the blinking gets even dimmer, like a couple of steps dimmer, until you can barely see this thing being powered on.
Oh, well, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to think into it.
Oh, please tell me Dan has an answer for that. He said out loud.
Not going to do that again. God, I wish there were a lot of things that you wouldn't do again, but all right. Go ahead and let's see. Yeah, no, I'm gonna no roll for this one. Yeah, you try and think in, and there's nothing. There is something important missing that has allowed you to do this before. Like you are able to like project towards it just fine, but something's not working right. If you want to, you can roll let's call it a knowledge check against 2 red. If you would like to try and suss that out.
A knowledge check. Where is that?
Or you can just ignore it and move on. That's also fine. It's up to you.
No, I'll do the knowledge check.
I'm gonna give
knowledge.
the people some beautiful popcorn
there's
noises.
There's knowledge checks, and you can
s-
actually have knowledges, but this is just a general.
Yeah, it's just a general knowledge.
Okay,
General
how
brain
difficult
check.
did you say it was?
2 red.
Ooh. This
How
isn't.
smart are you?
I'm not very smart. Have we not established? This is all just like innate, random, made up
That's why
rules.
That's
I'm
why I
not
didn't make it
actually
4
smart.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be bad.
Because this is definitely something Tyke could put together if he really thought about it and like thought through all of this stuff. But I don't know that that's something he would do in this
Wasn't
moment.
in the middle of a smoking server room in the basement
Yep.
of a building that's
Yeah.
been trying to kill him for the last couple days. Yeah.
With potentially the minds of his friends slowly dissolving into nothingness with a blinking light. Who knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about Tyke?
Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
Think through?
Here's the thing. Jacob hasn't put it together.
Yeah. That's if you had, I wouldn't have made you roll.
Then you can't metagame.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
true.
If you
There you
don't
go.
know
It's
the
impossible.
answer, you can't metagame. It's perfect.
Okay, well, anyway, it's 2 failures and an advantage.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, you're not sure, but something is different here. But with the advantage, I will give you the information that you sort of put together that the part, so to speak, that is blinking still is the drive. It is whether it's like an SSD, like solid storage, or whether it's a hard drive, you're not sure, but it is the storage space of this thing. It seems to have an internal like backup. Like power source backup that is very quickly dying. But that is the part on this server that is still working. And it seems to be the only thing in this room that is still working.
There are so many things I want to say.
Yeah, so I have to just ask like a really frank question. Am I like the only one who does not get what is going on right now?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know who does get what. Do you guys? Does anybody get what's going on right now?
I think I do. I guess I could be very wrong.
You could. I mean, I don't mind you guys mentioning that. Like, if you want to talk about it out of character, that's totally fine. I'm chill with that.
Out of character, I think we're still actually trapped in the computer because we dove into the server with Tyke through his techno, and we're trapped in a small section of it. And yeah,
And it's not connected to anything because the server's powering down.
I mean,
and Goose kind of broke it even more.
When it runs out of power, we die.
right. I mean, that's as much as I also think is going on.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is you have to dive into that thing or yank them out.
Yeah, but I tried to do that.
Or supply it with power.
Yeah, I was sort of
Power it up.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking about that. See, so I have a talent that will let me like do the reverse, like pull electricity out of stuff. And I'm sort of wondering if I could like.
You know what else you have in the room? A walking computer behind you.
Yeah, with the mech. Yeah.
Yep. This is how Zach gets rid
He
of
And
will
an
let
AI
us
brain.
die before he touches the mech.
Oh man, y'all, this is delicious. Please keep going. Please, this
Actually,
is fueling
yeah.
me.
I have a question. Yes, I'm going to.
Let me
Hey,
get some
Dan?
popcorn.
Hey Dan, do you have like?
There's actually popcorn in here.
Do you have like a hard drive port?
Excuse me? Are you at least going to take me on a date first? No, I'm kidding. What are you talking about, you crazy person?
Gosh,
What do you mean? I'm a virtual thing.
This will sound more insane, but I think the rest of them are on that hard drive. And
More
sort of
insane.
what I want to do is just like very quickly try to like yank it and plug it into you, so they'll be in you or in the mech.
I need you to stick
Oh my
your
God.
thing in the porthole.
It's called a hot swap.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're right. That did sound more insane. I almost wish I'd never met you.
Yeah,
Have we yet talked about the weird dad vibes thing yet? That's still a thing, bud. I was not this until I met you. And I don't mean the general you as any points to the like bodies of your friends. I mean you, Steve Stevenson. You made me this. And now you want to stick things in my port.
Yeah,
We haven't talked about that yet.
Okay, the Frankenstein-esque nature of our relationship is not lost on me. But what's the worst thing that happened? If this is as crazy as it sounds and it's completely wrong.
What could be worse than this?
Yeah. Okay. Life is a roller coaster. Everything's brand new. What do you need me to do? I'm still very confused. I don't know what you mean. Are you asking about me, the AI, or are you asking about this, the thing you put me in? And he points to the mech.
The thing I put you in, the mech.
Yes, it has, you'd have to like you have to press a couple buttons or whatever. But yeah, there's a place that you can insert at least like either standard drive storage. I mean, this was designed by Fitz, if I'm correct. So I believe whatever he used in there is probably compatible. And he like turns around and says, "This is not gonna make it any less awkward, but it's here." And he like bends the mech over, and like on the exact ass portion of the mech, there is like a panel thing that opens up, and like a little like tray with a bunch of different adapters and like connectors and whatnot is connected. And you can see there's actually a bunch of them that look very similar to the types of connectors that Fitz used with his like laptop. But there's like everything under the sun that you could imagine. And he says, "Just maybe make it quick, because this is even weirder than everything else that's happened today."
Okay, so when Fitz was designing it, he left a piece of Scotch tape with a note written in Sharpie inside the panel. What does it say?
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
It's a password.
It says no. It's even better. It says, "Remember to put." It says, "Don't forget to change location of drive bay." ...
For the next model.
Yeah, and it says like Fitz, and it's dated like 2 years ago.
I mean, it's on the backside under the torso. It's relatively protected.
It's perfectly well protected. It just sucks. It's just bad.
All right.
So yeah, there's a bunch of adapters. What are you doing?
Oh, this sounds like a bad idea.
I think that's what Dan just said. Yep.
Yeah, I think
Very much.
I'm going. I don't know if it's twisting things too much to try to use what.
Could you use yourself as a USB cable you touch with one finger?
Oh, that's a great idea. Yes, I am going to take a single finger and stick it in that port.
And
then
lightning bend.
Please just say cough.
Turn your head and cough.
Do you remember the advice Uncle Iroh gave Zuko as he was learning the technique?
Yes.
My brain hurts.
Channel the energy through me. And then, yeah, I'm just going to quickly, like, very quickly, like, yeah, I'm going to, like, try to reach to, like, pull the hard drive out and, like, stick my fingers, like, in where the port would be for the hard drive, like, data connection.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be a roll, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be a roll.
Absolutely.
Let's. I think we call this projection. I think that makes sense. The thing that you were trying to do is I can't believe I'm saying this because I think I've said this literally every time you try something, but this is the wildest thing to date. We're just amping it up.
I also think Goose is right next to me.
Goose is sure. Goose is right next to you. I think base level, because of just how absurd this is, it can be nothing lower than hard. And I'm really, something inside me wants to make it daunting.
Split the difference.
Split. What is splitting the? Okay, I'll add another upgrade instead of making it daunting. Actually, what's worse, the difference between adding a purple, or the difference between a purple, like purple upgrading to a red, or adding an entire purple? What's worse?
A new red is worse than a purple.
Okay, so a purple becoming a red
he's
worse
talking
than
about adding a purple or changing a purple.
Yeah,
changing a purple to
would not be as bad.
Would not be as bad. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so, because changing to a red, that's a lot of bad things. Looking at my die very specifically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The red.
We're all on the same page. Yes, the
Yeah.
red is worse. Adding a purple not as worse.
Okay, so then I will make it daunting. So 4 purples, upgraded twice because this is IS Corp Tech, and you are officially working against the safety protocols of Fitz. So you are going to add Okay, I'm gonna actually cut that in half because on one hand Fitz's stuff is helping you, and on another hand it's gonna hurt you. Because
I would
this
say
is
a black die because he's never done it.
that is definitely gonna happen. A black die because he's never done it. And I think I'm gonna cut Fitz's bonuses, or rather penalties, in half. Because again, half of it is kind of helping you and half of it is hurting you. So you will add another black die. So let me see if I can total that. That should be 2 reds, 2 purples, 2 black dice against your projection.
Okay.
All right. So no matter the outcome, right at the same time he does this, I'm going to accidentally hit the horn button.
Yeah, this is a lot of dice.
So good or bad, there's going to be a train horn in the background. Oops, that wasn't it.
Someday I want fan art of this. 'Cause
You guys make me hurt. Yeah, this is
I got 2 successes and 1 advantage.
okay.
Nurse.
So
I
all right,
was worried too. I almost had 4 successes. Wait, I have a.
Yeah, don't you add an automatic success to that?
Oh yes, I do. It is actually 3 successes, but
Okay.
also, like, is that not a triumph? Why did it not count that?
did you roll a despair and it canceled out?
Actually,
Oh,
I thought,
yeah, yes, I did.
despairs and triumphs didn't cancel.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you have,
'cause-
so you have a triumph and a despair. Too.
That app, if it's the one that I use, it has a little checkbox in the settings to cancel triumphs and despairs that you can uncheck. Okay, so
Yes, I
both a
think
triumph
that-
and a despair in addition to that.
Yes. So
Cool.
well,
Cool.
Experience traveling
Well, so
in
it-
Tyke's body.
yeah. So it would be 3 successes then, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
3.
still 3 successes.
Yeah. So 3
Yep.
successes, 1 advantage, 1 triumph, and 1 despair.
Cool.
So
Cool.
I hit my horn. Fitz hits his head because it scares him.
So okay, this is what it looks like from the inside. Carl, Goose, Ajax, Fitz, you guys are in there. Ajax is sitting on top of Goose, and Carl, you hit
gosh.
the. He's like,
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't have any he's like licking you, snuggling you. It's great, and also kind of awful, but it isn't as painful as it would be in real life because this is virtual. Fitz is like tinkering, and like with like every wire he connects now, there's like these flash of light in the like grid of the thing, and it just like is flashing and flashing and flashing, and is like trying to get stronger, and the hole on the end of the thing starts to get bigger. And Carl, you hit this train sound button accidentally as you're trying to pull apart the whistle, and it blasts. Whatever you were doing when you were trying to take it apart apparently turned the volume up to like literally 150 decibels, and it is like the loudest train horn you've ever heard. It's like you are standing next to it with your ear pressed up against it, to all of you, and it just blasts. And as it does this hole becomes enormous and starts to suck in the entire room. And there is this like
God comes through the hole.
there is this weird pinprick of light off in the distance of this nothingness, and it starts to get closer and closer and closer as this hole gets bigger and bigger. And just as the hole starts to encompass all of you, the light shoots forward and bridges the gap of all of this nothingness, and everything just goes completely white for the 4 of you rather, but I'm Fitz, so so everything goes white for you guys. Outside, oh man, let's see. So I think number 1, Tyke, you got to be unconscious. That has to have happened. I mean, it's a trope at this point for us. Like, Tyke, you are unconscious. That's the number 1 thing. I think. I mean, I'm drawing so many blanks for this triumph and this despair. Does anybody have any ideas off the top of your head right away?
Oh,
We can all appear on the screen with Dan as digital pictures of ourselves. Because we're in the Mac now, right?
What were you gonna say, Jacob?
I totally was expecting like body swapped, mixed up people.
Oh no!
I'm so sorry for introducing.
All right,
that
everybody.
idea.
All right, okay.
But I think
I mean-
somebody
Do the
could.
Freaky
I think
Friday
some.
thing.
What?
We don't need to do a Freaky
Okay.
Friday thing.
Oh no!
No, like, it's a great idea. I just don't want to deal with the ramifications.
That's fair.
Okay.
That is really fair.
Oh, it's so tempting. It's so tempting. Okay, I'm open to other ideas. We have stuck in the mech. We have body swapping. What else? What do you guys lay it on me?
We're all stuck inside tight.
Oh.
All of us are in your head.
That's not a bad one either.
Make it.
Ah, you passed out before we made the transfer.
Yep.
Welcome back, the wolf.
Well, no, he has to make the transfer, right? You succeeded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he succeeded. So on the base level, here's the things that are true. Your minds have left the hard drive, gone through Tyke, and gone into the mech. At that point, I sort of had a rough plan for what was going on, but then Triumph and Despair happened. So those are the only things that must be true, is that your minds have left the hard drive and are now and have gone through Tyke and entered into the mech, at least temporarily. Whether or not they are still in the mech or in your bodies or something else, that all of that is up in the air right now. Because I had plans, but we can do
How
it.
about we try it? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, as we traveled through Tyke, we each picked up, like, one idiosyncrasy from him.
Ooh.
Huh.
And what
Ooh.
if the triumph is that we are in the mech on the screen, digitized with Dan, and he now has to share that space, but also the despair would be we are individually isolated in that white light.
Wait, neither of those sounds like a triumph. Those both sound like bad things to me.
Well, no, the triumph is that the swap worked and we're not lost.
No, that's the successes. The swapped work.
Okay.
You guys are not lost.
Yeah.
So that is a thing. So something
Oh
about
my
the
goodness.
swap.
Yes, like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Everyone controls a different part of the mech.
Oh, that's
no.
not bad, Wolf.
Oh,
That's
sure.
kind of
Good.
that's tempting also. That to me kind of sounds like a despair. Because it does not. I don't see any way, shape, or form where that is better than you guys just being in the mech altogether or being back in your bodies. So that
Yeah.
sounds
Tell
like
me-
a despair if we're gonna go with that.
Tell me Dan can't control any of the limbs.
Oh,
It has to be the way it is.
maybe
Suddenly can't control.
maybe the triumph is at least one of you makes it back to your body.
Sure. pick
Like I
one.
got at least that part right.
I mean, it's got to be Ajax if that's the case, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I can see
Roll a
that.
D4.
We could also roll a d4.
Sure.
We could do it
Roll a
randomly.
D4.
Let's actually do it this way. Why don't we let's roll like luck checks. Everybody roll 2 blue dice, and we'll determine it like that.
Okay.
I'll roll for.
Wait, do I also
Fitz.
roll blue dice?
You know what? Sure. Yeah. Sure.
I-
Everybody but Dan is gonna roll this.
I will
I
also
got
end
a
up stuck in the
straight
mech.
nothing.
No, I got 2 success, or not success advantage, 2 advantage.
I got
Okay.
blanks.
Successes and 1 advantage.
Okay.
How many blanks are on these things? One, two.
Sounds like Carl ain't gonna be
2
awake.
each. Yeah.
I got a
There's 2 on
success.
each dice. Oh.
You got a success. Okay, so that means that Fitz is the one that is awake. Fitz is the one that made it all the way through and into his body. So Fitz is in his body.
Wait, so that's the despair, right?
Yeah, that's no. The despair is that everybody
shocking.
involved. Oh yeah, that's the despair. Is that
They have to be alone
He has to
together.
deal with time.
yeah? Yeah. Thank you, Wolf. That is actually fantastic. So in order, that puts it. What did Ajax get again?
2 and an advantage.
Oh, you got 2 successes and an advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. I thought you got one the other way around. Actually, that's wrong then. Ajax is the one that wakes up. So it is Ajax who goes all the way through and is in his body, which means the other four of you are going to be attached to a limb of the mech. That includes Tyke. So Tyke, your body is unconscious. This is kind of a triumph in some ways because you'd be unconscious if this wasn't the case. So who cares what limb they get? Obviously, Dan is going to be like the torso area and all of the like big stuff. But yeah, so who wants what?
I just
Hey,
want to be
Fitz,
the Black Ranger because he was always my favorite.
So the left leg.
Hey, Fitz,
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that's
the
right.
whistle was important. You did need that.
I guess so. Yeah. If nothing else, then we're gonna go. Okay, Goose's left leg. I'm gonna say Carl then is right leg, and Tyke and Fitz are the arms. Tyke, do you care which arm you are?
I don't care.
Okay, Tyke is the left arm, Fitz is the right arm. You guys, for your bodies all slump to the ground, and all of a sudden you are in this weird semi-conscious state. You are sort of like still half in a virtual space, but you have like this visual thing, like you can see through all of the cameras that are on the mech, and Dan is standing there with you like, what just happened?
We're like the
Oh, hey, Dan.
emotions from
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes, you guys are like standing in this weird control room area, and Dan is like chilling on the main chair, like throne area, like just chilling. He's got like a martini glass, and then you guys just pop in, and you all like open your eyes, and you're just there, and he's like, what are you four doing here? And then we cut to black.
Yep.
All right.
Oh.
I solved your hard drive puzzle.
No. You solved my hard drive puzzle. Kinda.
Kind of.
That, I have to say, was one of the most insane, crazy fun times we've had, which is saying something because I feel like that every night. That was cool. What was I know this is I don't know. Let's transition into the outro. Nick, take it away.
Yeah. So what was everybody's favorite moment? Because man, there were so many good ones tonight.
Can I go first actually this time?
Sure.
Because I basically you guys there was you guys reacting to this was so good. It was so just amazing because like from the first despair, excuse me. Oh,
Don't die.
don't eat popcorn when you're trying to talk. Oh God, I'm dying. Somebody else talk.
Okay, well, I think my favorite part was definitely the Zach channeling his wife Andy to play Dan. Like that was just really like I could hear Andy's voice and all the insults. The mannerisms were the same, and like you guys don't know her that well, but like when she really gets going, talking fast, like she just says a whole lot really quickly, and he was doing that several times, and usually they're insults at the person that has pissed her off. It's great.
Dan is one of my favorites to play because he's so easy because Andy started playing him, and because of like time stuff and because of like her never playing Genesis before, it was kind of weird for her. But she had this like really clear image of who Dan was in her head. And like, we talked a whole bunch after that, and she was like, this is who I think Dan was. And she gave me, and I was like, oh, that's super easy. That's fantastic. I can just channel that. He's so fun to play. And now that I'm not choking on popcorn, I can say you guys like talking about what was going on was so fucking good for me, the DM, because like it was, it was so enjoyable. It was just enjoyable to sit back and watch and see you guys like talk through it, like not because I like some perverse like ha 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 they're like pounding their heads against this post. It was just like it was just so wholesomely enjoyable to see you guys like talk about what was going on and be like when Goose said I'm pretty sure or Colby rather, I'm pretty sure I know what's going on here. I'm like it was just this just like overflowing joy. It was so good. It's what I live. It is why I play these games. And I literally could have like, there were like a few moments in there that I could have just sat back and ate popcorn and watch what was going on. And I love that as a game master. Those moments are few and far between. And it was just, I loved it. That was fantastic. I'm very proud of you guys.
Goose's answer is to simply shoot the wall. That is brilliant. It's my favorite spot.
Coping mechanism is gun. Yeah.
Yep.
So good.
I really liked your description of the not smell and then the just like absence of that. I don't think I've just ever thought about what it would feel like to inhale vacuum.
Yeah, your face when that happened too was it's just a wonderful moment. That was just really fantastic.
Like pull your lungs inside out if you tried.
Right?
It would be pretty bad. Yeah,
it'd be very
it would be pretty bad because like you physically cannot inhale in a vacuum.
Yeah.
So like, what would it be like if you suddenly could? It'd be bonkers as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine it's similar to like a BiPAP machine, but instead of it pushing air into your nose, it's pulling air out.
Yeah. I've experienced that exact phenomenon, and it very much might be that.
I think my favorite scene was just everything to do with the control panel on the butt of the mech.
Also, that sticky note, like that was
a good idea.
That is absolutely like the kinds of comments you'll like run across randomly, like fix this later.
Yeah, fix this later. You know, and like a date to do it by or whatever. That's like a year and a half past. Like,
yeah,
it's so good. Yeah, that was pretty darn good. I just have to say that was just an overall really excellent episode. So let's transition. Colby, do we have any plugs to go through tonight?
Yeah, so first up, you have mine and Jacob's The Ace of Clubs podcast, book club podcast, where we're currently going through sci-fi dystopia. Jacob, do you have an update on when the next episode might be expected?
I would really like to pull a tarot card about hope and someday there will be videos.
Yeah,
there will be podcasts.
So stay tuned for that. Besides that, there's also Snyder's Return podcast. They are kind of a all things TTRPG. They talk about them, they play them, they invite guests over to also talk about them. So, yeah, that's fun. Give them a listen. And let's see, we also got the Tal podcast, a great group of people who are working to play every tabletop RPG ever. So we have to beat them to that goal now.
It only takes us 9 months to go through one system.
Their first.
And don't forget your towel.
Yeah.
Don't forget your towel. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Don't forget your towel podcast.
That's right. That yeah, because they're the Hitchhiker's reference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're nice people. They're very nice people.
Yeah, their first 3 episodes are apparently real fun 5e adventure, and then we also got Albert Rodeo, virtual tabletop, really cool. Letting us use them on the stream, which is y'all are gonna see at some point.
Yeah, probably when we get into something that is a bit more tactical and we need that kind of thing, which hopefully soon, TM.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob, where can you find us?
Yeah, so you can find us at rpgsanonymous.podiant.co. You also find us here on Twitch, and you can also find us on YouTube. Try to catch us on Twitter, RPGs Anonymous 1. We have different kind of tabletop RPG discussions there. You can also contribute to the show, and then join us on Discord. I'm sure there will be links somewhere.
Links in the description. Potentially TikTok and or Instagram coming soon. Who knows? Aaron, why don't you take it away with the shoutouts?
Yeah, well, the shout-outs, for our Twitch side of the broadcast, where we do all this stuff real time and have a lot of fun that doesn't show up in the YouTube videos. We got some new followers, and we're hoping we get even more, because when we reach 75, we're going to have those 3 bonus episodes drop, and we get to see some background and some of this stuff and the horrors and another side of the story that hasn't been told.
Yeah, you
And
get
to
to see
that
who the
end,
off is.
Fire Arian has given us a nice follow. I am Maddox09. A whoosh. I like that name. A whoosh. And John Smith 1000. Thanks, guys. That was guys, gals, folks. That was great of you to stop by. We appreciate it, and we look forward to a long and illustrious career.
Yes, thank you guys so much for that. We appreciate it a lot. Everybody that does that kind of thing. We do have a few people that have subbed to the channel in the last couple of weeks. Now that we've done a thing, we have let me find them. Well, I just know who they are off the top of my head. So we have Level 50 Hornist, who has subbed to the channel. Thank you so much. We have, I believe, let me find it. Lord Soth 89, I believe, has subbed to the channel just this week. And of course, our very own illustrious Pixie, who was the first ever to give us a subscription and is also the creator of the big bad for this arc, Dr. Tatiana Romanoff. She was, of course, our first sub. We will continue to look out for those and shout them out when we get them. Thank you guys so much. And I think that is just about it. Check us out on these streams every Monday night at 9:30 EST for the pre-show, 10 for the main show, and Fridays, Nerdy Chat at about 7 p.m. EST. We talk about all things nerdy and not, and maybe other stuff, and a lot of Rocket League and cryptocurrency, because we are about that. And I think that's everything. Yeah, exactly.
Opinions.
Sometimes too many opinions. Yep, exactly. And sometimes, yeah, exactly. It's a riot. Come join us. And I think that's everything. So we will see y'all in the multiverse.
Deuces.
Yeah.